Greetings everyone, this is Whiskey Alpha 2 Baker, Mike Baker. That's my ham radio call sign, and my name is Alex, and I'm in western central New Jersey. I'm doing a small video on the URM-25D as in I should say 225D as in Delta. Sorry about that. That's 25D as in Delta. It's a signal generator, military, very solid unit. They don't usually look this bad, but I had the guy I bought it from said one of the capacitors must have let go. Obviously he didn't check it at all. I bought it for $20. This will be my fourth one that I'm working on. I'm going to tell you what the problem is with this. One of the filter capacitors let go and sprayed this gunk all over the place. I tested it and it's very easily removed with soap and water. However, I'm worried that it may contain some PCBs, which are not a good thing. This is the offending capacitor right here. As you can see, the unit comes completely out of the case. It comes out pretty easily. This capacitor right here is where is the defective one. I intend to replace all four of these. They're 4 microfarad caps at 600 volts. And that's the PP977 power supply for this unit. They're not electrolytic capacitors, surprisingly. They are described as being foil paper rolled caps, non-polarized. So I sent away for some replacement capacitors, which cost me almost as much as what I paid for the unit. So there you go. But I will be able to get this thing up and running quicker because I have other URM-25Ds, and it's a very simple thing to pull out of the case and hook up into another power supply. Of course, I'm going to clean this mess up first, but you've got to be careful with this stuff. It may contain PCBs, which are not good. I'm going to be wearing latex gloves while I clean this unit. Precaution I don't usually use, but PCBs can be harmful to your health, so I'm going to do that. Also, the most obvious and glaring thing is replacement of the line cord, which is cracked, and just from age and deterioration, there's no way that I'm going to plug this into anything, even a Variac with a cord that looks like that. So there you go. Now the inside of this thing is actually looks pretty clean. I did check the fuses and they are not blown, but here you've got more of that brown stuff. So I'm gonna have to clean this very well. This unit up here is what houses the capacitors for the 400 and 1000 cycle audio output that you get from this jack right here. Now on every one of the units that I own, I have had to replace all those capacitors because I got absolutely no output out of here. The last one of these I worked on had no output at all, no RF output, and I found that the final tube was shot. I replaced that and it came back to life. Now I don't recall off the top of my head what that tube was, but it was very common and not a very expensive tube at all. But as for right now, I have no idea what else is wrong with this thing other than the filter cap that are shot. And as you can see, it left me a hell of a mess. So what I will do is clean up this mess, add a line cord, and then bring it inside and put it on a scope. And after I bring it up slowly on an auto transformer, on a Variac, and then I can see what's going on. I'm not expecting any problems out of the ordinary with the unit itself. The failure seems to be the filter capacitor. So I'm not exactly sure. This thing may work completely when I start it up, or it may not. I really don't know. I'm not expecting this audio output to work, because like I say, on the 3 other ones that I own, it never did. So so we'll see what happens. I may be pleasantly surprised. Even if I am, I will remove this panel here and replace all those capacitors, because it's a good idea. Because if they're not bad now, they will be. Also, there's one thing I want to pass along to you before I forget. What you should be aware of. There's some very beneficial information on this that is called the Lankford Notes. Lankford Notes. That's L-A-N-K-F-O-R-D. The guy's first name is Dallas, so it's Dallas Lankford. And if you Google that, you'll come up with the Lankford Notes. And they're a collection of written notations about how to take the different assemblies apart, what the problem capacitors are to look for, and of course also you're going to have to do the usual things, like this switch, for instance. You're going to have to go in there and, you know, put some tuner cleaner on the switch, or contact cleaner. They don't call it tuner cleaner anymore, because I guess there's no more tuners to clean. But also any other variable pots that may be on the unit, because who knows how long it's been sitting, and of course they're dirty. So for now, that's all I'm going to do. Next time I see you, I'm going to have this on a scope, and it'll be all cleaned up with a new line cord, and we'll see if it works, or see what needs to be fixed. So that's it for now on part 1 of this fiasco here. You haven't learned a whole heck of a lot yet, but I'm hoping that after we put it on the scope, we'll be able to delve into this a little more. But these are excellent signal generators. They're not sweep generators, but they're excellent signal generators, and they're definitely worth the effort. And they are built like a brick outhouse, like everything else that the military does. The electronics are absolutely outstanding. So I think you'd be very, very happy with the performance once you get it up and running. So we will get back to you once we get this cleaned up and brought up on a Variac. Until then, this is Whiskey Alpha 2, Baker, Mike Baker, Alex, in Western Central New Jersey, saying 7-3 for now. And thanks for joining us.